Hello, welcome everyone to BCH102. I am SM Rakib-uz-Zaman. So this is our first lecture of biophysical chemistry. So before we begin, let's discuss about the reference book for this course. The reference book for this course is Essentials of Physical Chemistry, written by Arun Bhal, B.S. Bhal and G.D. Tuli. So let's talk about the overview for this lecture. We will today discuss about chemical reaction, elementary and composite reaction, molecularity of the chemical reaction, potential energy diagram and its related term, reaction mechanism, and finally we will talk about transition state. Let's start. First, chemical reaction. What is a chemical reaction? A chemical reaction is a process in which one or more substances, called reactants, are converted to one or more different substances called products. Substances are either chemical elements or compounds. In a chemical reaction, the reactants' molecular and atomic structures are rearranged to produce the product. So, what is a chemical reaction again? A chemical reaction is a process by which a reactant is converted into products through molecular rearrangement. Is termed as chemical reaction. So let's see an example of chemical reaction. So one reactant, hydrogen, react with another reactant, oxygen, and produce water. So here hydrogen is a reactant, oxygen is another reactant, and it produces a completely different product, water. How? Through molecular and atomic rearrangement of these reactant molecules. So this is a process which is termed as reaction, chemical reaction. So what are the types of chemical reaction? Chemical reactions are of two types: elementary reaction and composite reaction. So what is an elementary reaction? Elementary reaction is a simple reaction which occurs in a single step. So any chemical reaction that occurs in just a single step is termed as elementary reaction. Here A is converted into its product in just a single step. That's why this is termed as elementary reaction, and Br2 is converted into 2Br just in a single step. That's why this is another example of elementary reaction. What is composite or complex reaction? A composite or complex reaction is that which occur in two or multiple steps. So any chemical reaction that occurs in multiple steps is termed as composite or complex reaction. Here A is converted into B and B is converted into C. Here A is a reactant and C is the product. A did not directly produce C, rather it first produced B, then B is converted into C. So we can see here C is produced in two different steps. That's why this is an example of composite reaction. Here A is reactant, C is the product, and B is the intermediate species. We will learn about intermediate species in the later slides. So what is a molecularity of a chemical elementary reaction? Molecularity of an elementary reaction is termed or defined as the number of reactant molecule involved in a chemical reaction. So number of reactant participated in a chemical reaction is termed as molecularity of that chemical reaction. So here can be 1, 2, 3 or 4 reactants. So if there is only one reactant, then it is termed as unimolecular reaction. If there is two reactant, then this is termed as bimolecular reaction. If there are three reactant, then this is termed as star-molecular reaction. Tar, okay, not tri-molecular reaction. So let's talk about details. So what is a unimolecular reaction? Again, a unimolecular reaction is an elementary reaction in which the rearrangement of a single molecule produces one or more molecules of product. For example, decomposition of NH4NO2 to N2 and water. Here only one reactant is involved, that's why this is called a unimolecular reaction. We can see another simple example. Here one reactant A is converted into product. That's why this is an example of unimolecular reaction. So what is a bimolecular reaction? A bimolecular reaction involves the collision of two particles. In a bimolecular reaction, a pair of molecules collide and exchange energy atom or group of atoms and undergo some kind of changes. Okay? In simpler term, a bimolecular reaction is any chemical reaction where two reactant is involved. So here is one example. 2Br is converted into Br2. Here are two reactants involved. That's why this is an example of bimolecular reaction. We can see another example. A plus B, here are two reactant produces its product. That's why this is an example of bimolecular reaction. Again, A plus A produces its product. That's why this is a bimolecular reaction, because there are two reactant is involved. Let's now talk about thermolecular chemical reaction. A thermolecular chemical reaction, thermolecular elementary reaction is any kind of chemical reaction where three reactant will simultaneously collide with each other and gives rise to its product. Okay, so any chemical reaction that involves three reactant is termed as thermolecular reaction. We can see here A plus B plus C, three reactant produces its product. Here are three reactant. Okay, that's why this is a thermolecular reaction. We can see here there are three different reactant involved. This is not required for a thermolecular reaction always. Okay, there can be three different reactant, different kind of reactant, or there can be three same reactant. I mean, there can be 3A, or there can be 3B, or there can be 3C. In all of these cases, they will be termed as thermolecular reaction. Why? Because there are three reactant involved. Not necessarily they have to be different. Okay. Again, there can be 2A, 1B, there can be 2B, 1C, like this. So we can see another example. 2NO and O2 react with each other and produce 2NO2. There are altogether three reactants. That's why this is an example of thermolecular chemical reaction.